Did you know that the San Andreas Fault cuts right through the middle of Hollister Hills SVRA? If that does not scare you, let me take you on a tour of the park. Welcome to the Bay Area Dirt Biking Channel. Take a look at that. Hollister Hills, my personal favorite Bay Area dirt biking park. In case you've never been here, this park is located about 1 hour away south of San Jose, just southwest of Hollister. The dirt biking section of the park has about 85 miles of marked trails, and the majority of them are for intermediate and experienced riders. One unique feature of this park is that it consists of two distinct sections in terms of geology, landscape, and terrain, all thanks to the San Andreas Fault which straddles the park. Southwest of the fault, you will be riding on the Pacific tectonic plate, characterized by sandy, granitic soil and steep terrain covered in chaparral plants. By the way, this section of the park is open all year round, even during rainy days, thanks to the sandy nature of the trails which drain pretty well. Northeast of the fault, you will be riding on the North American tectonic plate, characterized by clay-rich adobe soil with rolling hills covering grassland and oak woodlands. Be aware that this section is typically closed during the rainy season. If you've never been to this park before, your first priority should be to ride the southwest section of the park first, since you will find the terrain and scenery very different from some of the other Bay Area dirt biking parks. Your second priority should be to ride the middle section of the park, known as Renz Ranch, just on the other side of the fault, especially the single track trails in the woody areas. The last third section of the park, east of Renz Ranch, reminds me of some parts of Carnegie, large open grass covered areas with hard compacted clay trails, but without the rocks, and a lot of unmarked trails. Let's take a closer look at the southwest section of the park. To a first order, this area has an oval shape to it, and you can traverse it in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction. I personally like to do a round trip starting in a counterclockwise direction from the parking lot by the park store, and then returning back using the trails in the clockwise direction. The main trails to traverse the park in the counterclockwise direction are High and Olive Orchard, and to get to High you have a few choices. If you're strictly an intermediate rider, I would suggest you use Rancho, which has a gradual ascent and will lead you right into High. If you are an advanced rider, I would suggest you go via Harmony, since it will offer you with a more challenging ride. Make sure that you don't miss the entrance to High, since it will be a very sharp left. Look for the wooded picnic table just before the entrance to Wood Camp. The total distance for this ride should be between 8 to 8.5 miles, and depending on how fast you're going and how often you stop, it will take you around an hour. At the end of this ride, you will reach the Madrona campground area, which is only about half a mile from the parking lot you started from. To complete the loop, the main trails to traverse the park in the clockwise direction are Lake and North Canyon, and you also have a few choices for starting that return. If you're an intermediate rider, consider returning via Long Canyon, a nice wooded trail which will connect you with Lake. If you're an advanced rider, you might want to use Granite, a challenging but very fun hill to climb which will also connect you with Lake. I personally like to start the return via Long Canyon to take advantage of the shade, but once I get to Lake, I come back down again and then do Granite to finish the loop. To get the most out of this ride, consider hitting Rich or Jay's Way on the way back. Use Rich if you're an intermediate rider and Jay's if you're an advanced rider. You will need to exit North Canyon at Post Circle to hit any of these two trails. Make sure you carry a map of the park with you. You can get one at the entrance. Both of these trails will connect with Wood Camp, which will lead you to the entrance of Renz Ranch. But before we move on to the other sections of the park, let me show you some footage of what riding some of the southwest end trails is like. am now riding on Wood Camp on my way to the entrance to Renz Ranch, and literally riding over the San Andreas Fault. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave me some comments on which trails or parks you would like to see reviewed in more detail. On my next video, I will complete the tour of Hollister Hills Park, so if you want to watch it, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. As always, be safe and ride responsibly. I'll see you at the other side of the fault.